show. Cavy, I'm impressed with this, but you tell me there's another album coming soon.
Yes, sir.
When should we expect it? When's the due date? Have you had an ultrasound? Do you know?
Can't really speak about that quite yet. Can't really speak about that quite yet.
I'm a little caught up in that just because in my world, there's a baby on the way, a baby catfish. I keep hoping it'll come out with like dragon wings, but I don't know. I think it's been too much Game of Thrones. Like, I'm just hoping that basically my wife is now Khaleesi, and it's a long story. But when do we think we're going to see the album?
I think what we're aiming for is probably, I'd say, late summer. Maybe a single within early summer. Okay. Maybe a single, just depending how things play out. But I think I can say the record name, of course. Yeah, My Paranoid Mind. That's what we're going to call it.
I like that.
Yeah. We're going to focus on, I'm a very, very paranoid person, and I always have been. I have major anxiety. Major, like real bad. But
that's interesting to me. I mean, I kind of hanging around with you a little bit. Yeah. I see what you mean. I see you be kind of a little twitchy and stuff. But you also seem really calm and also have a really, at least an externalized sense of that stress where you talk about it. Yeah. Have you always been able to say, oh, I feel that way, and externalize that thinking enough to say that's how I'm feeling and not have it totally subsume you where you're like, this is me? Do you know what I mean? Where there's that little razor's edge between this is me and that's my thoughts kind of thing.
Oh, hell yeah.
Have you always had that kind of ability to separate from them in a way?
Probably not till this year. Honest to God. I shouldn't say that. Maybe.
Do you meditate? What do you do to get this? I feel like you got some tricks.
Do you have to work at it?
Yeah, what do you do?
I don't know. Like, all right, I'll tell you a little thing here.
Hit it. The people love it.
I'm not gonna say, like, I was going to a funeral one time, and this was this year, and I went to the wake, and I was like, I'm not gonna go to the funeral. And, a lot of people I knew the person really well, and I remember, like, I was like, nah, I'm not gonna go to the funeral, and I got home, and like I was like sitting there in my car and like just breathing because I felt like. Kind of felt like a dick, you know what I mean, for like not going and like. Sure. I was like, okay, like, I was just like staring like into like the trees and shit, and I was just like I blanked out for a minute, like my body felt right relaxed, and like from that like then like I don't know, it's fucking weird, but then like basically my head got right clear, and I knew what I probably should do, and I ended up going to the funeral, and then I felt like I don't even know. I just felt like that's what I was supposed to do, and you know, and then the feeling didn't come back anymore. It's weird. Like when I have something.
I mean, I gotta say that doesn't sound weird to me at all. I mean, I think you're really hitting on that meditative state where we stop and we kind of catch ourselves and get to make some decisions. Yeah. I think sometimes our emotions make us feel like we don't have decisions about it. I mean, I don't think we always have a decision about how we feel, but I think we have a decision about how we kind of operate in that, and I think that's amazing. I find it interesting, everybody who comes in here, they're, you know, usually the reason they've come in is their music, at least these days as guests, and I find a lot of the struggle that people have is kind of getting the boo birds, as I call them, the ones sitting on the wire kind of being like, that sucks, out of their head and quiet. Creative people need sort of a quiet. Yeah, it's not a problem of an inactivity. It's almost too much activity in the brain, and learning how to calm it down. I think. Does that true for you?
Yeah, I think it's true for most creative people. Yeah. Is that we tend to be a little bit more introverted and sensitive and need a little bit of that quiet time.
Yes.
Yeah, and I'm with you. I'm an extremely anxious person. Always have been. Yeah. And that sitting by myself, and as I'm a lot older than you, but as I've gotten older, I've learned how to take care of it better. And number one is like I need to be alone more than most people.
Yeah.
And I think anyone who writes or creates or any kind of sense of art needs that.
I totally agree. Yeah. I think sometimes when people sit here and they say, you know, I don't make it for these people or these people, I make it for me. I think that ultimately points to the question of like, do you spend time getting to know you? And that's the hardest thing. I think whenever I've been in the most creative places I've been is when I kind of wanted to hang out with me. Where if I was another person and they were like, hey, you want to do this? I'd be like, that's a great idea. Let's do that. Yeah. But it was like me liking my own ideas about what we should do, sort of thing. I know it sounds crazy, and this isn't about me. But someday I'm going to get you to interview me, so that'll be fun.